All right, what's up, y'all? Let's talk a little bit about the first man on earth and the first woman on earth. You know, a lot of people say Adam was the first man on earth and Eve was the first woman on earth. But when I'm reading the book, I don't see that. You know, people like to focus on what race they was and all of this crazy stuff and how we came from this and how we came from that. We came from a variety of things. And, you know, God put multiple people on earth at the same time. So the thing about it is we got to start paying attention. We got to stop just letting a person just tell us what it is and then we just roll with it. You sitting there reading it and you still just fall into whatever somebody told you before. You know, it's bad. And it's bad that these pastors keep on doing the same thing to you. And then people go around and disregard the Old Testament. You know why they disregard the Old Testament? Because the Old Testament was facts and in chronological order. And then they say, you know, well, the New Testament updated that. The New Testament can't override the Old Testament because the Old Testament come from God. The New Testament come from man. And then they say, they try to use the New Testament the way it was designed and say the Old Testament was the same. The New Testament was designed the way it is in pieces and jumps around because that was men's perception. That was men's experience. Humans. The Old Testament, that's God all lined up in order of the events that was occurring in this world. The New Testament is the same events over and over told by different people. So let's jump back to this first man on earth thing. So if you read Genesis chapter 26 through 31, it tells you the first people. And then if you jump down to chapter 2, and that's start at verse 6, that tells you when Adam was created. So let's go back to chapter 1, verse 26, and I'll read to you. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. You hear that? Them. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that cometh upon the earth. And let's check out this next verse, verse 27.